Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel and thank you for watching. Now, before we get into the video, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free, so why not? And hit that notification bell button as well so you can stay notified every time I drop a new video for you to check out. Well, let's get right into the video. Okay, so it's no secret, we already know that rapper and mogul Diddy and R&B singer Cassie dated for over 10 years, over a decade, and according to Cassie, they started dating when she was just 19 years old, and since they have a 17-year difference in between them, that made him 36 years old at the time they started dating. In 2018, Diddy and Cassie split for good after Cassie officially broke up with Diddy after a tumultuous, toxic, off and on romance that spanned for over a decade. And since their breakup in 2018, Cassie has moved on and is happily married with children, and we haven't heard anything in correlation with Diddy and Cassie since then. However, surprisingly enough, on November 16, 2023, Cassie did file a lawsuit against Diddy in the U.S. District Court in Manhattan, alleging that the hip-hop mogul Diddy SA'd her as well as violently assaulted her all throughout their relationship. And on top of that, Cassie also alleged that she experienced and witnessed that there was human trafficking going on, as well as S trafficking and S battery and S assault and gender motivated violence. Cassie also alleged that on top of Diddy being very verbally, physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive and violent towards her, he was also very controlling, manipulative, and demanding towards her, using his status, fame, money, and power, as well as threats towards both her and her family. But get this, y'all, in less than 24 hours after Cassie officially filed her lawsuit against Diddy, Diddy and his lawyers and team quickly settled outside of court with Cassie. Now, the number and the amount of money that was settled for was never disclosed. But what we do know is that it probably was a hefty lump sum, because she was originally suing him in that lawsuit for a total of $30 million, okay? Sis basically was like, I might be traumatized and need therapy for life, but at least me and my family are going to be taken care of for life by you and your pockets. Now, just when Diddy thought that it was all over and done with and that he was good and in the clear and the dust was settling, nope, surprise, there was more to come. Diddy ended up getting bombarded with multiple accusers that hit Diddy with an avalanche of lawsuits in the weeks after Cassie sued him with that lawsuit. And one of those people who are now suing Diddy in their own lawsuit is music producer Rodney Jones, aka Lil Rod, who on March 4th, 2024 hit Diddy with a lawsuit claiming and alleging that there was alleged S assault and S trafficking amongst him and other people that he personally witnessed. And he said that while he was working on the Love album from September 2022 to November 2023, he personally witnessed Diddy's Bad Boy Company as a RICO enterprise that failed to protect employees and associates from the former mogul. And he also alleges that Diddy neglected to compensate him for his work that he did on the album. And the producer, Mr. Jones, is also alleging in his lawsuit that Diddy SA'd him personally by touching him inappropriately on multiple occasions. And Mr. Jones is also claiming and alleging that he has proof, such as pictures and videos of the wild, crazy parties that Diddy would frequently throw, and that would include underage minor girls that were doing inappropriate things at these parties. And in Mr. Jones's lawsuit, he also states that the other music producer, Stevie J, best known from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, also recruits the S workers and attends and participates in the parties and the quote-unquote freak-offs that Diddy would host and throw. And Diddy's son, allegedly, Justin Combs, also was soliciting the S workers and underage girls that would attend and participate in the parties and freak-offs that Diddy would host. And now that this lawsuit is going to also affect Justin, possibly because he is now in this lawsuit right along with Diddy, Justin's mother, Misa Hilton, is now coming to his defense and basically blaming everything on Diddy, who was the one that was quote-unquote responsible for everything happening.
Just when we thought that Diddy getting sued was messy enough, it just got worse, because his baby mama, Misa Hilton, who was also Justin's mom, is now coming for him as well. Y'all remember when Misa dragged Diddy for manipulating and using Justin last year? Well, she is still standing on business now, and she just exposed Diddy for being a mastermind and setting Justin up for failure. In case you missed it, Justin just got sued alongside Diddy by producer Rodney Jones, who accused them of all manners of shady things. Well, Misa is here to defend her son, even if it means taking Diddy down, because the things she is spilling about Diddy will leave you shooketh. Y'all, it looks like Diddy is facing war on all fronts after his recent lawsuit that got the internet talking again. He's facing a lot of trouble on the legal front because his lawyers are scrambling to cover their behinds and make sure that the lawsuit doesn't do more damage to Diddy's already battered reputation. With this new lawsuit where he's being exposed and sued by a male producer for allegedly essaying him multiple times. Then there's the fact that his baby mama, Misa Hilton, is also dragging him for filth for getting her son involved in his mess, and she is coming for Diddy hard. Now, Misa has been silent even during Diddy's other lawsuits because her son, Justin, wasn't directly involved in the lawsuit. But there was nothing to prove that Justin knew about Diddy's activities, so he was able to stay out of the drama. But Rodney Jones, the producer who recently sued Diddy for SA, mentioned Justin as a defendant in his lawsuit and claimed that Justin knew about Diddy's activities. Not only did Rodney claim that Justin knew about the activities, but he was an active participant in said activities. Now, I know that this may be shocking, but Rodney went into great detail in his lawsuit, claiming that Justin, as well as producer Stevie J, were often at the parties that Diddy threw. According to Rodney, the parties were filled with women, including S-workers and underage girls who certainly had no business being in that sort of environment to start with. If you're wondering how Diddy managed to get the women, he didn't. Rodney claimed in his lawsuit that Stevie J allegedly organized the SWs for the parties while Justin was in charge of the minor girls. Rodney's lawsuit may be a civil one, but it has the risk of getting super messy because of the age of the girls in question, and since Justin is allegedly the one who recruited the girls in the first place. So there is a high chance that this civil lawsuit might blow up into something else, and some criminal charges could be brought against Justin. Girl, the lawsuit was insane, and it had people talking about how the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, blah, blah, blah. Well, this rubbed Misa the wrong way, and she flipped out on Diddy. Well, Misa slammed him on Instagram saying, "I'm not the one with that reality TV-ish. When is enough enough? I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son and all the children. I love a come to Jesus moment." In addition to being a major contributor in a family or organization success, leadership is also the root cause of failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. She continued, "Act bad, bad boy. I used to want to be a bad girl, but I chose to be a queen. Tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I am intentional. I should have kept my child with me. FUCLA too. Everybody can get it." Anywho, Misa continued dragging Diddy, saying, "How do you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company? Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it. Not mine." She also said, "Everyone has to sit around for years and act like there isn't anything wrong with you. This is where the buck stops for me. If anything ever happened to my son, God forbid, what is anyone gonna say to me when we all know whose fault it would be?" Yeah, Misa has had issues with Diddy over Justin for a while, and this just blew it all up again. According to an insider, Misa flipped out on Diddy, accusing him of allegedly grooming their son and exposing him to things that he shouldn't have been exposed to. Not only that, but Misa is also claiming that Diddy is allegedly making Justin take the fall for his crimes yet again. She's claiming that Justin had nothing to do with recruiting the girls and it was all Diddy's doing, saying that Diddy was trying to cover up his tracks by hiding under Justin's name. Misa is determined to fight with her last breath and clear her son's name.
Now, fast forward to yesterday on March 25th, 2024, the federal agents raided Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami home properties in connection to the alleged trafficking investigation that's currently going on against Diddy. And while Diddy's sons Justin and King appeared to have been handcuffed during the Los Angeles search, Diddy was not present for the raids.
Very significant development here, seeing this law enforcement action taking place. I'll point out, just to be clear at the outset, we don't know that Sean Diddy Combs himself is the subject or target of a federal investigation. So it's just worth pointing that out at this hour. But what we do know is that two properties associated with him, we saw the feds descend on those properties. We saw on aerial footage, federal agents both here in the Los Angeles area as well as in Miami at those residences. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, their what's called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, gave CNN a statement. I'll read you part of that when asked about what this activity is. They say that earlier today, HSI New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. That is it.
And like I said earlier, while Diddy's sons Justin and King appeared to be handcuffed and detained during the Los Angeles search, Diddy was not present for the raids, not only in Los Angeles, but nor in Miami as well. And with that being said, everybody's like, okay, so where's Diddy at? And Diddy's private jet was being tracked throughout the day, and the last time they were successfully tracking his private jet, they said that his private jet actually landed in Antigua that same day of the raids, but Diddy was not found on board on the flight, and there's no report on who actually landed in Antigua on his private jet. It was reported that the last and final successful tracking of the private jet was showing that the jet was flying from Los Angeles on Monday morning to Antigua, where it touched down in the afternoon. They've recently reported that they're no longer able to successfully track Diddy's private jet anymore, and that there was a message on the website that read, "The aircraft is not available for public tracking per request from the owner or operator." And the FlightAware spokeswoman Kathleen Bangs told the Miami Herald that it is not unusual or uncommon for owners to request their flight information to be blocked from the site due to privacy reasons. She also went on to say that it was unknown and unclear when the Love Air LLC requested the information be removed from the website, but that FlightAware honors the request submitted through the FAA's privacy application procession. Now, while the feds were at Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami property homes raiding them, TMZ was up there staked out at the Miami airport, okay? And they said that they reportedly saw Diddy and that he was wandering and pacing the Miami airport. And when the feds finally tracked down his location at that Miami airport, it appeared to be that there was still no apparent arrest done to Diddy.
Oh, don't worry. Diddy isn't in Antigua with his private jet. Apparently, people thought that Diddy might have been on the run after his Los Angeles and Miami homes were raided by Homeland Security. After the video footage of Diddy's sons, Justin and King Combs, in handcuffs as his home is being raided, people thought that Diddy hightailed it out of here. Well, no, Diddy was discovered, but he was at the Miami airport. Where you going, Diddy? So according to TMZ, they have video footage of Diddy pacing back and forth at a Miami airport. Well, according to TMZ, Diddy was also stopped by the feds at this airport. However, he wasn't detained and he wasn't arrested. Well, he wasn't arrested yet. And more importantly, he doesn't seem to be on the run. Does anyone know the extradition laws in Antigua? Diddy may not have been arrested during the home raids in Los Angeles or Miami, but someone in his entourage was, apparently, allegedly, his, quote, drug mule. If you've been under a rock, Diddy was facing a lot of stress yesterday. Both his Los Angeles and Miami homes were raided by Homeland Security, and this has to do with an investigation in regards to trafficking. And despite the rumors that Diddy was on the run because his private plane had landed in Antigua, he was still in Miami at a Miami airport. So this is Brendan Paul, 25. Moisturize. Well, in Lil Rod's lawsuit, he accused Brendan Paul of being Diddy's drug mule. TMZ writes this: Brendan Paul was booked on 2 separate charges after the feds intercepted Diddy's plane at the Opa-locka airport in Miami, namely 1 count of possession of suspected cocaine and another possession of suspected candy, both of which are felonies in Florida. So according to TMZ, Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection personnel came across the described suspected in Brendan's bags. He was booked in jail but has since been bailed out. By whom?
Now, regarding this entire situation, Candace Owens took to her Twitter just to chime in on her personal thoughts and opinion about this situation. She said, "The feds are currently raiding Diddy's house. They already knew what he was up to, but he is going to be the fall guy so that they can protect the people at the top of the ring. They are raiding his home to hide evidence, not to find it. That's how this works." And honestly, y'all, I think that Candace is right. I think her opinion is correct and spot on. I do think that, Diddy definitely needs to be exposed and justice needs to be served, and he needs to be under the jail cell at this point. But I do hope that in the process they do catch the other people at the top of the ring. But I honestly feel like the only way that would happen is if Diddy was offered a deal or something and he decided to snitch. Anyways, y'all, for the latest update for today, Tuesday, March 26, 2024, Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyers, basically made a statement for the first time since this raid has happened on Diddy's behalf, saying, yesterday there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was not detained and he cooperated and spoke to authorities, and neither he nor any family members were arrested, nor has their travel been restricted. The unprecedented ambush has led to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. And y'all catch that? Lawsuits with an S, plural. Okay, so there's more than one going on. Anyway, Diddy's lawyer, Mr. Dyers, continued to say, there has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. End of quote. Well, that's all for this video, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Please make sure that you subscribe and leave your thoughts and opinions down below. Until next time, peace.